531 VI.
It is 7 minutes past 8 o'clock for Monday, the 13th of October. I'm William Terite. It is good to be in your company. Kia ora, kia rana, malo lelai, talo falava, if indeed you were just joining us. Well, boy, this is exciting indeed. Whaono Ken Laban has made history, becoming the first Pasifika person elected to the title of Mayor in New Zealand, Aotearoa. The long-time community advocate and a broadcaster secured the top job in Hutt, marking a milestone moment for Pacific representation in local government. His win was one of several for Pasifika candidates across the motu, and he joins me now off the back of that win. A very good morning to you, sir. Congratulations. How are you feeling about it all?
Yeah, talofa, William, yes. Very humbled and very nice to be with you on the show.
Indeed. Look, I mean, let's cast mine back to just a few days ago. Once you knew you had it in the bag, describe the feeling.
Well, it was one of humility. I'm no different to any other Pacific Island person raised in New Zealand. I'm another first-generation New Zealand-born product of the Great Migration from the Pacific, Samoa, to New Zealand in the 1950s, and I suppose at some stage in the history of our country there was going to be a Pasifika mayor, and I'm very honoured and humbled that it's me. Indeed,
and like going through that ceiling and breaking through that ceiling, I mean, how significant do you think that is for our Pacific community?
To be honest, William, it's not something I've given a lot of thought to yet, but when I reflect on the campaign process, the public appearances, and the various events that we attended, I look back now and there was such a huge contribution and presence of the Pasifika people, and I think that in the end that's obviously manifested itself into votes to give me the mandate to serve.
Yeah, indeed. And look, speaking of that mandate to serve, a healthy lead for you in the election. Why do you think the local community gave you, for lack of a better phrase, a vote of confidence?
I think a lifetime resident of the Hutt would know many of the constituents and residents would know either myself or my own immediate family and my parents. My parents were very, very similar life of service in the community to myself. They were the ones that laid the pathway forward and set the example for me. I think that's a major factor. From a realistic and practicality point of view, I think being in the broadcast industry for so long has got some advantages when it comes to name recognition as well.
Certainly. And look, taking a look at your neighbours as well in other parts of the city. In Wellington, you've got Andrew Little, and I see there was quite a major upset for some in Upper Hutt and a victory for others, depending on which side of the fence you sit. What do you make of the people that you'll be working amongst?
Well, Andrew Little is a former senior cabinet minister, as everybody knows. He's experienced, mature, intelligent, very considered. He comes into the Wellington City Council role after a very tumultuous 3-year term where Tory whānau had to endure some horrendous personal attacks, which did our political industry no favours at all. So I think he's obviously got some paths and some relationships to be mended as a result, and I think he'll be superb and his experience will be to the fore. I don't know Perry Z, the mayor-elect for Upper Hutt, but I know Wayne Guppy and the Guppy family very, very well, and that is an enormous upset. So congratulations to Perry and the mayor-elect and to her campaign team. And she too had her fair share of social media attacks that she had to deal with as well. I saw a number of posts, but again, bright, young, energetic, educated, and articulate. I think she's going to be a terrific leader for Upper Hutt.
Indeed. Look, just before we wrap it up, I just want to get some quick reflections on the council that you'll serve on as mayor. Biggest challenges that are facing Lower Hutt right now?
Well, we have to, in a civil society, we have to manage the priorities and expectations of both the business world alongside the social obligations we have to support, especially the vulnerable communities who need the most. Finding that balance will be a huge challenge over the next 3 years. Some very clear messages came to me during the campaign about the cost of rates, the cost of living, and the cost of healthcare and how it impacts more so on some families than it does on the others. So that'll be a challenge for us as a new council to address that.
Sure. What will be your immediate steps? Not to treat this as something like central government within first 100 days, but what is, your first immediate actions that you'd like to do?
Well, we all made commitments that we would look at the current state of our organisations, line by line reviews, the setup of the governance structures, the setting in place of subcommittees and the various leaders that will fulfil those roles. All of those things need to be addressed in the coming weeks.
And what kind of leadership can council members expect from you? Pragmatic, or how would you describe this?
Well, I hope our debates are robust. I hope that everybody doesn't agree with everybody, and that diversity of views. And can I just, on the subject of diversity, I think we have a Chinese, an Indian, a Samoan mayor, 3 Māoris, and potentially a Tongan elected. Probably the most diverse council in New Zealand. So there'll be differing views, and I hope the debates, as I said, are robust and strong, and everybody advocates passionately for their point of view.
Any final comments before we wrap things up?
Humbled by the opportunity to serve and looking forward to the challenge.
Whaono Ken Laban, congratulations once again, and all the best in the role, eh?
Thank you.
You're listening to Pacific Mornings on 5:30.